NERDSoul. Yeah. Late L Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing the StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What's up? Happy, merry, all that stuff to everybody, all the great holidays and all that good stuff. Myself, NERDSoul, to my right, NERDSoul Gaming's own CeeBrown. Say what's up.
Yo, what up? Bringing y'all that Wu-Ha flavor. We're on the road.
Yeah, this is the Country Road Podcast. Right now on 95, about to hit that 460. But yeah, just kicking it, vibing it. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's been slowing down during the holidays, so give us a chance to catch up with some stuff. Let's see. First up, I know we were talking about wanting to kind of look back at the people that we lost in hip hop.
Yeah.
And I'll let you start off because I know you were talking about Nipsey a few days ago.
Yeah. Like I've said in videos that you might have heard, I got him tattooed on my leg, and I played with him on, if you play NBA Live 20, he was a character that you could unlock or use. Also, they got Pumas in the NBA 2K20, so I try to make some Pumas and honor him because him and Laura London got the deal with them, and I just miss him a lot. I miss his music, I miss his movement, I missed him just doing his thing. Like I applaud and like rappers that didn't just go with the norm just because it was in. Most of the people when they hear Busta Rhymes or whatever, they try to not give him his credit. Like if you go to the all-time list of MCs, nobody ever gives him due respect, I believe, because he's bred a lot of these young rappers that are trying to speed rap now, him, Twister, Crazy Bone. There's a lot of these OGs out here that are not getting respect, and it's they're mumble rappers, this, that, and the other. I was like, we gotta decipher from mumble rappers, because there's some good speed rappers out here that are getting mixed in. So it's we just gotta get back to just.
So how do you tie that into Nipsey though?
Nipsey, he's just in his own lane. Yeah, he did gangster music, but he had a message. He wasn't just talking about guns, gats, and all the other stuff that everybody else is talking about. He actually had a message. Yeah, he was talking about that stuff because that's where
I was about to say
he's a true gangster though. That's where he came from.
I got love for Nipsey, but let's not act like he didn't talk about it.
But he did
But I do like his music. I did like his mentality about just the industry, his mentality about life. At least at the time where I got onto his music, I really loved his position on a lot of stuff like entrepreneurial values. Also, just his outlook on the community around him. I really dug that.
He just kept it real because it's a lot of people are out here rapping about stuff they ain't living. He's rapping about stuff that he actually lived and triumphed and came through, and now he's trying to bring other people through. So it's if a lot of people would be turn away from his music because it's it's the same, this, that, and the other. I was like, no. I said, yeah, he has those tracks for the radio because that's what the radio wants to hear. So that's what his radio tracks are going to be. But if you dig into his albums and his mixtapes, you saw, him teaching wealth and teaching, take care of your community and your family and family first and all that stuff. So it's just you just had to dig beneath the surface, and it all just wraps around just he was just in his own lane. He might have been running parallel, but he was definitely in his own lane.
Yeah, word up. The thing that, and I still listen, what I got onto most recently, I think AOK or somebody did a mix of DJ Premier beats and Premier beats and what's his name, and Nipsey Hussle. And I ain't gonna front, I've been listening to that a lot. A whole lot.
And not a lot of people were gonna say it, but I'll be the first one to say it. I'll rattle some cages because I don't mind doing it. And we want to keep it a buck. Him and Laura London were the ghetto version, or the
ghetto version.
The more raw version, or the more real version of Jay-Z and Beyonce without all the drama. Because they have a large family. They're both famous. They're both in the biz. they're both, you know, out here doing strong things for the community, men, women, whatever, and they're out here. But you ain't never hear anything bad about them. They always kept their joint classy.
Yeah,
when they were
I will
out.
say that. I don't think I've ever...
There's never been any bad publicity about either one of them, singly or together.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've never really heard about, you know, either Nipsey Hussle or Laura London after they got together, being in any kind of like, you know, like dumb
controversy,
TMZ type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Like nothing scandally or you know, something that might be meme worthy.
Yeah. The thing that I love most, like, you know, is that community thing, man, because community and black family, that's how we gonna win. And that's something that he was a huge supporter of. And I think he was on an interview, it might have been on Hot 97 or something, I can't remember. He was on some interview, and because I remember you put me on to him like way early.
Yeah.
You put me on the Nipsey Hussle a long time ago. And I was like, he's alright, whatever. And I ain't really tripping on him. Then I heard him in an interview and I was like, oh, this brother's intelligent.
Yeah.
Oh, this brother, because see, my thing is, you know, tons of people can rap, but who are you as a man? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And once I heard him in an interview and I was like, oh, alright. Okay.
And see, that's why
this brother's real.
That's why he didn't get that big, like, straight off the mixtape exposure like other people do when you get mixtapes and stuff.
Yeah. And
then they blow up and you're like, oh, who's this person? He had a hot, you know, mixtape scene in his city. He didn't have that because most of the mixtapes he was dropping in his neighborhood, like, a couple of his tracks would be like gangster tracks, but then the other ones would be teaching wealth, community, family. So a lot of people won't bump in that, so they won't checking for him. So like The Game, Tyga, all those other West Coast rappers were getting more looked at because they were given the commercial and they were given the gangster. They weren't getting into all this like PC and politics and money and wealth and stuff. So that's why he wasn't getting his shine. So after he got his money up and he was like, I'm going indie, I don't need nobody else. And he started actually, you know, putting money into, you know, YouTube and getting on the TV shows and actually, you know, putting the money behind his muscle. Then people started seeing him because he started forcing his way into people's eyes and people's, you know, front doors and living rooms. And you're like, oh, snap. And it's like he ain't out here just talking it like any other rapper. Oh, I'm going to get back to my community. Win. You can see it with Nipsey. Nipsey didn't have to say it. You can see it.
He didn't say win.
Like a lot of rappers be preaching that jump. I've been for years. And you never see anything come from it. Nothing.
Alright. Straight up though. Alright, here's the deal that I have with a lot of alright. There's a lot of people that like to give to be seen.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of my issues with a lot of rappers these days. They're like, I give back. And it's like, well, you are, but you're doing it because you want to be seen. You're not doing it because that's who you are. You're doing it for publicity. Now, at the same time, I guess you could say the end result. You know what I'm saying? You can say the end result, hey, man, people still get stuff. But the problem is when the cameras go and when the cameras leave, they won't be given anymore. And Nipsey wasn't like that.
Yeah.
When the cameras were there or when they weren't there, he was still giving back. And that's what made him so... It's weird, man. That's what puts him on legendary status for me. Because he could have easily just been like, yo, I'm you know, spitting this stuff and I'm out. And, you know, I don't care what anyone's saying or what anyone is doing. I'm on my own thing.
And then on top of that, like another thing that
held it down.
Like another thing to put him on a legendary status. And I know some people gonna be like, "Oh, I beg to differ," but as of the new age West Coast rappers, he wasn't pigeonholed into West Coast rap type beats. He could rap on anything. That's what made him a lyricist.
That's what makes that mixtape where someone put him over Premier Beats so fresh. I'm like, yo, this joint, man, it's dope. I ain't gonna front. And it makes me listen to Nipsey in a whole different way now.
And if you look at it, if we put it compared to sports, he was in his prime when he left.
Yeah.
He was just catching stride. Like, he was getting to the point where he's getting his community right. He's getting his money right. He's got his label going. He's starting to find artists. His family's good. He's starting to get Puma. He's starting to get deals off his indie, like off the strength. Like, it wasn't no type of label pushing nothing. Like, he was just starting to get to where everybody was noticing him, and it wasn't just nothing but his hard work. And that's why I give him so much respect, because it's like, yo, out of all the things he could have been doing, he could have been locked up. He could have been dead. He could have been selling drugs.
He could be doing the lowest common denominator stuff.
Oh, yeah, like the other rappers.
Yeah, he could just be doing...
You give to Big Mama's church, you keep your mama's house that you were born in the hood, and then you give to a basketball court.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. It's like, bro, anybody can do that, go back to their neighborhood.
Yeah, it's like, yo, he was doing
more than that.
He was changing people, because he was also changing people that also had businesses. So he was putting them in positions to hire more people and stuff. It was like, he was really doing some financial revolutionary stuff. The type of stuff people talk about, he was doing.
Because even in the midst of his tragedy, he was doing something that a normal person would do for one of their homies getting out of jail. He was like, if you need some clothes, you just getting out, come to my store, I got you.
Yeah.
Like, just roll through. Like, it was minimum security with him. It was a Sunday. He was just like, yo, just roll through. Yeah, whatever you need.
Unfortunately, it was minimum security, but you know what I'm saying?
Because nobody was expecting for it. The Sunday, it was just a Sunday. Like, how many people think about that when you get up on Sunday? Like, oh, I'm going to go out, I don't know, pick up some clothes from Burlington. And then they just pop off. It's like, nobody expects that.
Yeah, true that.
I know, it's just, but, you know, not to drag this out of proportion, because there's other rappers out there doing good things. We're not going to just say that, like, the whole rap community is horrible.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say, seeing that we're already on this topic, I hope and I pray for Ski Mask, because him and Trippie Redd have lost two of their best friends within a year span, and I'm talking about Juice WRLD and XXX.
Yeah.
So I already know that they're drug users. I'm not sure of how much, because I am not, their close friend. I am a fan. But I just hope that, losing two friends would shake anybody.
Yeah.
And, that's not any good predicament that you want to kind of be in. And we haven't heard from Ski Mask. We've heard from, Trippie Redd, but we haven't heard from Ski Mask. So I just prayers out to them and their extended family and all their friends and stuff. I just hope that this doesn't trigger someone else into doing something reckless with drugs, because you done lost two of your homies that were close to you.
True that. Like, because,
because these kids are still young.
And everyone grieves differently.
Yeah, everybody grieves differently, and people handle, stressful things differently.
Yeah, and you just don't want them to be, you want people to do well, you know what I'm saying? And you want people to be able to heal from something. And I know, healing takes time, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to act like they should be good today.
And then at the end of the day, we forget that these artists that we listen to on a day in, day out are still human.
Yeah.
Like, we kind of detach that sometimes.
True.
So it's just like, just be mindful of that.
Yeah, man, because you can easily get lost in, they're not like me because they're a celebrity, but it's like they're still a human being. They happen to be, talented or rich or famous or whatever, but they still have emotions. They still have a mind that can be, can come under attack from depression or just general sadness sometimes, where you're not depressed, but you're just, up and down. You might be, low some days, where, it might just wash over you. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that people need to be aware of, because I have seen a lot of folks that's like, oh, well, you got money, so, like, what you mad about? And it's like, it doesn't always work like that, you know what I'm saying?
And if we want to be, like,
it's like
semi-honest about it, they're more in danger than we are because they're celebrities. People will give it to them,
and people
they have the money to go get it.
Yeah,
they got entourage that will get it. Like
they
got a lot of avenues.
Yeah, they can be surrounded by enablers.
Yeah,
because of course, you know, to a certain degree, they want to be, you know, like the enablers. They don't want the train to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want the train to stop. Shoot, yo, things is rolling.
Yeah,
we chilling.
We rolling on high right now.
Yeah, we chilling.
Especially if we're at the top of the charts. We're number one on the billboards.
Number one. You know, we're
on everybody's radio show. We're on everybody's mixtape, everybody's album.
Yeah, so we don't. I guess we don't. A lot of times, we as people that are not in the industry or people that aren't, you know, like just, you know, given these mass amounts of, you know, of money or access, you know, we don't understand how much harder it is.
Yeah.
Like imagine, you know, how hard it is to kick a habit when you ain't got no money.
Yeah. Now you got unlimited power.
Unlimited power.
It's just wild.
Yeah, and it's something sad to see when there's kind of like this pile-on nature at times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like this pile-on nature, like, oh, well, they should know better because they're rich, and it's like, well, yeah, they should, but then, you know, you still have that, you know, you have that thing that keeps tempting you.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? And then when you have the ability, I believe on Andre the Giant's, I guess, autobiography or whatever, he was talking about the access to excess. You know what I'm saying? And when you have that access to like mass amounts of beer or, you know, or liquor or wine or weed or pills or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe like one glass of wine would be fine. But when you have the amount of money where you can have wine, shots, liquor, beer, then chasing that with weed, pills, like, cause see, sometimes alone, this won't be bad. Like, say if you have a couple glasses of wine, it's cool. But if you have a couple of glasses of wine plus some pills, and then you do some coke, now you're knee deep in it. Yeah, now you're knee deep in it. And since you're surrounded by people that are all living the life, having fun, and nobody's really thinking about any consequences, nobody's there to be like, hey man, hold up. Now at the same time, even if there is someone there like, hey man, hold up, sometimes you can't tell somebody nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because they are who they are.
Also,
you know what I'm saying?
Depending on your traveling schedule or whatever you're on tour for or wherever you're linking up with somebody, every day can turn into a Friday for you.
Yeah.
If your scheduling is really bubbling like that.
True that.
Because if you're in like, I don't know, like Milwaukee or something, I don't see you getting into trouble.
Milwaukee,
but you're performing there. I don't see you getting into trouble. But if you're hitting like LA, Chicago, Miami, New York, you're hitting all the hot spots like back to back. You're like, yeah, you're rolling in danger at this point because it's like you're at after parties, you're at club appearances, you're at this, you're at that. And it's like, yo, take a picture, drink this. You want to endorse this? You'll do that. Let's do a pregame. Let's do an after game. Let's do all this. It's like, bro, settle down.
Yeah, it can get bad fast.
Like if we haven't learned anything, please watch these old school movies like Five Heartbeats and like Ray Charles's movie. Like they be giving us slow keys to like, yo, this fame can tear you down quicker than it can build you up.
Yep. And there go a deer running across the street. That's right. Country Road Podcast, you know what I'm saying? That's right. That Country Road taking you places you never known, son. And then taking you places you never be. Alright, hold on. Alright, cool. Oh man. Sunshiny faces.
No, nobody wants sunshiny faces.
Man, I want a sunshiny face. Shoot, I don't want my face to be all dusty and cold.
I ain't seen.
I want my face to be shiny.
I haven't looked out the windshield in the last 3 miles.
I said shining. Well, you know, it's morning time. We heading to the east. To the east, my brother, to the east. So yeah, we gonna have sun in our face the whole way. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all just gonna have to hopefully in post I can bring it down some, but it's sunshine, the sunshine in your face.
I'm about to pull this hat over my face like Watchmen in here.
Yo, man. Yo, speaking of Watchmen, you caught some of the episodes, right? Have you seen anything?
I think I'm on episode 4 or 5.
Bruh. Yo, you behind, son. Alright. Straight up, though, Watchmen is like the blackest show that's not a black show. It's weird. Alright, so Watchmen, when I first heard about Watchmen, I was like, I don't know. I've seen the movie. I don't really need nothing else. And I was like, I'm not interested like that. But after seeing that Regina King got cast, I was like, oh, okay, all right, we got a little something.
I still wasn't convinced at that point.
Well, see, Regina King don't never pick nothing whack.
Okay, very much.
Like, think about it.
All right, well, hold up, but it's an asterisk. We ain't never seen her in the action role either.
It don't matter. Action or not, she never picks whack movies, whack TV shows. We've never seen her doing some straight to DVD Steven Seagal stuff.
Okay, that's true. But we ain't never seen her do that. And Watchmen was going to be a heavily action type show.
Yeah, but yo,
and I'm very shocked and surprised at the stuff that she done pulled off in the show.
Man, Regina King killed it. And everybody, there is nobody in the show. All right, first thing, and I ain't gonna spoil nothing for my boy, but first thing, this show is lean. You don't get no fillers in this joint. This show is lean. Straight up, every episode matters. Every episode you learn something. Every episode the characters learn something. You know what I'm saying?
What is it, 9 episodes? 10?
It's 8.
Oh, that's why it's getting straight to it. They ain't got time for no fluff.
There's times where they even try to throw fluff in you on them joints. But this thing rolls. And it rolls well. It's an amazing show, man. And every actor and actress comes through and shines. Like, for real shines.
Black Man just came through. I ain't expecting to be up in that joint.
Oh, you mean Black Manta?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He kills it. And see, you're at episode 4, so there's so much that you've yet to see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man, from Lady True to Mirror to Lou Gossett coming through, who plays Will Reeves, her grandfather. Man, everybody's awesome. Even the child actors, which you don't see a lot of, they're good.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know how sometimes child actors, because they're kids, man, they don't know this yet. They ain't got the game on lock. You know what I'm saying?
I just know HBO gonna be paying Regina King a lot of money this year.
Yo, bruh.
That's if they keep doing, if they're still deciding to continue on with Boondocks. Rest in peace.
Yeah, because we don't know what we're gonna do with that show. Because I don't know if there's anyone. I don't know if he had like an understudy for his voice, similar to remember in Avatar, the animated series, not the movie.
Right.
But in Avatar, the guy that played Uncle Iroh, he had an understudy. So when he passed, the understudy took over and did his voice. Now at the same time, it wasn't exactly the same, because it's not the same person, but it was good enough to keep the show going.
I thought they had a whole bunch of episodes under their belt that didn't get released as well.
Yeah, but they kept going on because they had someone who was actually doing the voice. And that's something that I'm wondering if maybe John Witherspoon had or was doing on that show. I don't know. Or maybe someone could step in and do his voice, as a tribute to him and also to keep the show going. But this is also a perfect example of, we've been asking for Boondocks for a while. And there's been, back and forth. They don't want to do it. This person doesn't want to do it. That person doesn't want to do it. Blah, blah, blah. And Magruder, this, that, and the third, everything. And this is the type of stuff that happens when you wait.
Yeah.
We're not promised tomorrow, man. So I mean, if you got the ability to make it, then make it. You know what I'm saying? It's because you got Sony talking about they want to make it, then they're like, nah. Then you got Aaron McGruder talking about he want to make it, then he like, nah. Then Carl Jones, then and Witherspoon has always been, was always like, yo, man, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. And my thing is, a lot of times people end up waiting, and their opportunity is taken from is not even passes, it's taken from them. Because see, John Witherspoon's gone now. So now we can't have, at least not the original voice of Granddad. You know what I'm saying? So you're in this situation where now you're forced to deal with something that normally you wouldn't have to deal with. Yeah. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I ain't got no crystal ball, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But situations like that, it's like I feel like when you're working on something and you know it's dope, keep it going, because it's and not keep it going to where it's not edifying for you. But in many cases, people were under the impression that Aaron McGruder and the show was going fine. It was just that he was taking too long to write the episodes. I mean, there were other stuff that came out in the Sony emails, but what seemed to be going on is that he wasn't turning in episodes fast enough. And my thing is this: okay, well, push the season back a little bit, and you can still get the show out, and we can still have the show and still do dope stuff.
Or do a split season.
Yeah, do a split season. You know what I'm saying? But you can make it happen. There is a way to make it happen. But back to Watchmen, bruh. This may be the breakout hit of the year. Like,
they needed something to catch fire.
I'm trying to think of another show that broke out like Watchmen did. And
Game of Thrones.
Nah, not this year. Because Game of Thrones, everybody hated it this year because the ending was not to people's liking. Man, to say the least. So you have this show that's
they gonna mess up next season. Yeah.
Nah, man, nah. You haven't seen the rest of the show. You wait, bruh. You ain't seen the rest of the show.
Just like they messed up Westworld.
Nah, this ain't Westworld. These ain't the same people. These ain't the same writers, showrunner, or actors, actresses. This ain't the same. Trust me, bruh. It's a completely different game. Just because it's on HBO doesn't mean it's the same. Like, Westworld, I fell off on. Because Westworld just started getting kind of boring for me.
Repugnant?
Westworld just kind of got boring for me. But, man, Watchmen is on a whole nother level. The way Watchmen flies in the face of, white nationalism and white supremacy. All right.
Yeah, the clock move.
Yeah, we still on. All right, so we still on. Dum did it. All right, so.
I know the second I say this, John, I'm gonna regret it. But I'm surprised I ain't smell no deer dude yet. Because most of the time we get around this area, it starts smelling just dead stuff outside, and just fragmento. The outdoor natureness. And the nature calls.
You mean like a skunk or something?
Or a bear done dropped something off.
Man, don't worry about that. All right. We ain't worried about that.
When you see my face ball up on this camera, you know somebody done let it out. Out there in the wilderness. Amongst the trees.
Let us continue on the amazingness.
We can't keep dancing around Watchmen. I ain't seen it all. You about to hit me with a spoiler, and I'm gonna look at you and grab that stairwell.
All right, look. Bottom line is this: Watchmen, in my opinion, probably the breakout show of the year. I can't think of another show that wasn't expected to be this powerful.
I got one, but it's probably not on the same strength.
Then it's not the same then.
What you mean? It was still a breakout and people wanted one more.
What is it?
All American. Because they were talking about now
bringing All Americans in its second season. It doesn't count.
But hold on, they didn't want to bring out that second season. We had to bring it off the muscle. We had to force them to do that jump.
It's the second season. It don't count. Breakout means this is your first joint, son. Breakout. First joint. You can't be.
That's the name of Martin's
Rookie of the Year.
That was
in your
Martin's
third
show.
year.
It was called Speak Out.
Like you can't be Rookie of the Year in your second year.
Oh,
you know what I'm
Ben
saying?
Simmons did it.
Ben Simmons did it?
Yeah, he did it. He won it over Donovan Mitchell.
How is he Rookie of the Year and it was the second year?
They redshirted him for a whole season. I said, bro, you still sitting on the bench earning the check and learning from people, training staff, facility.
Yeah, You
snub, homie, for that.
But you know what I mean.
Did. You
know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Let's be for real. Watchmen is on another level, bro. I don't see how you gon', bruh.
Like I said, it's rolling nice. I ain't got no complaints with it because it definitely smacked you in your mouth when it came on.
Yo, that joint started with the Tulsa massacre. Like that's how you know where they at. They started with the Tulsa massacre. Man, this thing has dissected white supremacy in a very interesting way, while still being entertaining and being deep and being nuanced, which is like, whoa, they have really came through on this show in a way that I did not expect.
Also,
and the good thing about Watchmen is that Watchmen there's no like, hey, this is what happened in Tulsa after Watchmen. They don't have other comic books to look at. Yeah. They just got to go off their own thing.
Yeah.
And straight up, from a show that I did not expect to be good whatsoever, this thing shot to my top easily. So good, I'll say this and I'll be done. So good that if they never had a second season, I'd be completely fine. That's how good it is. To be like, yo, this might be one of the best shows of the decade at the very end of the decade.
One thing I am happy about
Jordan's dope.
Or that I applaud
Aight.
Is that they don't overuse or take liberties at, seeing that this is HBO, shoving inappropriate or overusing.
Oh, just sex for sex?
No, not sex, but using terminology that would be used in those time periods.
Oh.
Because most of the time when people go to these period pieces, they be like, oh, I'm going to just let the N-word fly. I'm going to just let all these racial slurs fly.
Because she does, have the memories.
Yeah. So I like that they didn't, they was like, oh, we got free liberty. We talking about this period piece. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Nah, chill. I'm glad that they were cool about that and they kept it at a respectful level.
There's definitely directors and writers that feel that, in my opinion,
take liberty at that, John. They be like, oh, I'm doing a
period pieces on purpose so that they can use terminology
and abuse it. Because I've seen some movies, I'm like, all right, y'all wilding out.
It's like, all right, man, we get it.
It's like,
you know what I'm saying? We get it.
It's like, settle down.
It's the 1800s. We get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so, I see where you're going on.
Yeah, like, I like that they handle that with delicacy. Like, we understand that you're... Like, we understand that you're talking about a certain period in time and they would use this terminology, but don't just... Because that brings me out of a movie sometimes.
Yeah, I'll be like, bruh,
how many times... Okay, dog, you done did it. We got it.
Yeah, it's
We're good.
You're doing a lot right now, B. Like, you're doing a whole lot.
You just need to hit the brakes, big fella. You gonna make me stand up in this TV and put my
stand up. Don't make me stand up. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to bust you in your head with a loaf of bread.
You gonna make me eat just both.
But that's dope. That might end up being the finale. May end up being my favorite finale of the year. It might be tied. There's two TV finales this year that I have right now on the top of my mind. First is Star Trek Discovery. It was a 2-part finale, but it was still flittings. And when I do the NERDSoul Awards next year, you know what I'm saying, we'll see. We'll see what's up. What's wrong with the NERDSoul Awards?
Nah, I ain't talking about the NERDSoul Awards. What I tell y'all, America, here it goes. We done rolled through it. Some bear done woke up and dropped one off for us.
The funky style. The funky rhyme and the funky style. Yo, man. But, so yeah, we got that. That's dope. And it's nice to see where we may end up, dealing with Watchmen going forward. But with that said, we also got TV in general. For long form storytelling, I wanted to ask you what you thought. Let me say it, bam. What do you think of long form storytelling as opposed to movies these days? When you get like 5, 6 episodes, 8 episodes, 10 episodes to tell a story, instead of trying to shove it into 2 hours. 2 hours and 30 minutes. As long as it's done well,
I could care less.
Oh, okay. Because there's a lot of cases where I'm like, you know what? I'm kinda digging the long form now, man. Like, I don't know. There's something with, you get a chance to like get to know these characters, get to see them in a lot of different situations, and I think I might start leaning towards long form now. Like,
and another thing I
think I might be leaning on the long form these days.
Another thing I want to throw on top of that,
Alright,
is when they're doing the long form is, don't hold me by the brass ones because you got something hot.
Oh, you mean when people throw a filler on you and you gotta wait?
Nah, they just be like, oh, next season coming, and then they wait extra long. It's like, hold on, dog. You got something hot. Don't just hold it just because you got us by the brass ones. Like, if you got a schedule, I don't care if you're off by a month or two because people get sick, somebody got married, whatever the case may be, you might need to push your deadline back. But don't push that jump back in 6 months and just be like, oh, y'all gonna get it when we give it to you. It's like, don't do that. Let's not do that. Let's not be a jerk.
I've seen shows get pushed back, and you be like, dang, like, is this show ever coming out?
I was like, did y'all cancel that show?
It's like, is this canceled? And they be like, nah, it's not canceled. You be like, all right.
And then you want to get quiet on social media. It's like, nah, don't do that. People will straight get quiet. You be sitting and, starting petitions and sending out tweets and stuff and all type of stuff. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Then you see a trailer at 3 a.m. in the morning like, oh, what? It's coming back?
Yo, man, one of the sad, speaking of cancellations, we went through a round of cancellations this year. We went through the Marvel Netflix, which we kind of knew was going to be canceled. People acted like mad surprised, but we kind of all knew they were coming. Daredevil got canceled. Luke Cage got canceled. Jessica Jones.
Jessica
Iron
Jones
Fist.
should never been made. But
I wasn't really mad at Jessica Jones, man. I
wasn't mad either. It's just never been born.
Really? I thought it was better than Iron Fist, and also Trinity kills it in that show, man. I know her name. I know her name ain't Trinity, but that's her name. Her name in the show was, man, I cannot remember her name. She was the lawyer, but she was like the evil lawyer. But she killed it in this. I think what I love so much about Jessica Jones is that they gave us bad guys that we could kind of hate, and I could hate Trinity, even though it's hard to hate Trinity after she was a good guy for so long. But man, she was just evil, man.
She might be a turncoat in the new joint.
She was just evil, but
and the new Matrix.
Oh, and the new Matrix, which is dope, because with that we're gonna be getting like a continuation instead of
a rebootation.
A rebootation. Yeah, instead of a rebootation. Oh, man.
Also, something that I want to piggyback off of the John Witherspoon thing is,
Aight,
every time somebody talks about, like, canceling movies or we can't do it, whatever their excuse is.
You about to start spitting?
Yeah. Everything that I always bring up is, if Danny Glover and Mel Gibson could do 5 lethal weapons, I don't want to hear nobody mouth. Because they was trying to retire in the first one. Well, what was it? Danny Glover was. Them dudes was old in the first night. I don't want to hear it.
He was supposed to be retired in the first movie.
He was in the bathtub
chilling. In the first movie, he was supposed to be retiring.
Yeah.
How do you get to 5 movies, man?
Die. And they was about to get straight dead up. Jet Li was taking them to the last rope.
Even though they probably should have stopped at 3.
But they took that joke to a 5-piece.
But the 4th and 5th movie are still entertaining.
Yeah.
It's just that the 3rd one is probably where they were like, well, the first one was dope, because remember, had Riggs running barefoot down the street? It was like, man.
That was his last effort. The rest of them was stunt doubles. That was his last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, like, but you had
his Mad Max days were behind him, baby.
Oh, man. And, like, that's back when, Mel Gibson was still cool. Like, people still rock with him. Like, now, Mel Gibson, he got to kind of, like, stay on the low.
His best movie was what? Patriot, Braveheart, and Ransom. Those are his best 3 movies.
Yo, Ransom, he was like, give me back my son.
Oh, he ain't put enough emphasis, but you watch that movie. That joke make you want to go get his son for him. You understand?
Yo, man, it's like...
But that's why I'm glad Bad Boys 3 coming out. Push it out there.
That's right,
Don't wait till y'all get too old.
Bad Boys 3. It's another case of just like... You know what? I'll say this. Not only waiting too long, but also having to deal with studios. You know what I'm saying? Because studios, they'll hold your stuff back, which is a good thing this year that we got Tyler Perry Studios. He's got the largest studio of all, you know what I'm saying? And he's ready to work. He's got like 12, 13 sound stages, something like that. Now we can start making our own projects, and we don't have to go begging no studio to use their sound stage to get there. Now just be like, yo, T, yo, what up? Yo, T, holla.
I can't mess with Tyler. I can't do it, dog.
You can't see somebody calling Tyler Perry.
No, I said I just couldn't rock with him. Everybody do your thing. But
now, what's your issue with Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry, cause there ain't no word for it, but there's a whole thing I just.
Like, cause I'm interested.
All his movies, the dark skinned fellow is always the villain.
Yeah. Now I'm not talking about his movies. I'm talking about him having a studio where you can take your project and you can own your own stuff.
But sometimes he try to puff daddy it though.
Really,
there's a lot of stuff he be trying to puff daddy. It's like, I'm coming in there. I don't need you to put your Tyler Perry spin on it. Like sometimes when somebody come in,
I'm talking about. It's just a studio where you can make your own thing. He's not going to be writing anything. It's just a place where you can go and film.
Saying, when you go to the table, he try to put his own 2 cents. And if you and your crew ain't on top of yours,
nah, bro.
All right.
Tyler Perry
when NERDSoul blow up and you go in there, he try to puff daddy you into something, have you in there doing something that you ain't supposed to be doing. The Color Girls start part 2. You gonna be like, hold on, bro. That's not what I presented to.
I don't see Tyler Perry coming off like that, man. like for real.
Okay.
Like Tyler, yo, T, hit me up. Yo, T, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't see Tyler Perry. Do I like
my brother DP?
I only like 25% of the stuff that he actually makes.
Woo, that was a good one. But you see Alex Cross, Lord.
But this man puts black people to work, and you can't argue with that. This black man puts money in black people's pockets in front and behind the screen. Way more than anyone else in Hollywood does. Way more than Disney, way more than Warner Brothers, way more than Universal, way more than Sony. And you can't fight with that. You can't fight with that.
Who else puts black people to work?
Who?
Church.
What you got to do? Why are you trying to jump to church?
I'm just saying.
Why are you trying to make that
I could have said something negative. I chose church. I was being nice.
Why are you trying to jump to church? Look.
All right, you want me to say the streets? Huh? You want that?
The streets don't put black people to work.
Oh, they put them to work.
Bruh, nah, man. Look, Tyler Perry has done a lot of stuff.
And
on top of doing a lot of stuff for the black community, for black people, because that money that goes in black people's pockets, that allows them to live a life without stress. And so with that said, Spike Lee has not done the level of stuff that Tyler Perry... Artistically, yes. Artistically, he's above and beyond Tyler Perry. I'm talking about business-wise. I'm talking about business. I'm talking about giving you money so that you can pay your bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you got to give him his props, man. I'm tired. Like,
so he the male Oprah now because he done gave somebody some money.
Actually, I'd say he's better than Oprah.
You get a car? He's better than that. You
don't see Oprah putting a lot of black people to work like that. Who she put on?
That's because
Dr.
white men
Phil,
put out of business.
White, Dr. Oz, white. You want me to keep on going? Rachel Ray, she ain't black.
Color Purple. That's all I gotta say.
Color Purple, it was made by Steven Spielberg, a white man.
She was in it, John.
Yeah, I know she was in it. I know she punched that white lady in the face. I'm just saying, if we're gonna go down and start comparing Tyler Perry has done. I'm talking about business. I'm not talking about Madea. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about he has put money in black people's pockets. He has given jobs to actors and actresses that Hollywood was not looking at, and gave them a career.
Okay, what about my man R.I.P. John Singleton?
John Singleton was not on Tyler's level. Artistically, yes, John Singleton is miles ahead of Tyler Perry. Because money, artistic-wise, he was, directing stuff.
He was directing movies, music videos, all types of stuff.
I know. I'm talking about the business. But if you want to talk about artistically, you have to be honest. Tyler Perry's movies have entertained. And they are entertained. Like, I can watch a Tyler Perry movie and be entertained. Now, is it going to be deep? Is it going to get a Best Picture knob? No. But is it entertaining? Yes. And another thing on that, Tyler Perry ain't never chased no white man for $1. At least not in the industry. You ain't never see him pander to the white dollar. No, he made movies for black people.
He was doing straight FUBU. He was doing straight
Tyler Perry's making FUBU movies, son.
For about 20 years straight.
Bruh, it don't matter. He's been making FUBU movies, son. For us, by us. You know what I'm saying? He put people to work. You gotta respect that man, yo. Just like, perfect example, Master P. Do I like his music? No.
Whoa,
Do I
stop
like
it. Wait.
Can I finish? Let me finish. Do I like any of his music? No. Do I think that anyone on his label had massive amounts of talent? Not really. But when I read his story and he talked about his grandfather leaving money to him, he could have took that money and blew it. But he took that money and he made a studio and put money in his whole family's pockets.
Okay, hold on.
That's what a good man does.
C
Murder murder somebody. You can't help that.
His name is C Murder.
His name is Murder. That's what's wrong with him.
Hold on, hold on.
But he's a good man and he's a good businessman, and you can't argue with that.
Okay, when they was coming out, so you weren't bumping on the limit when they was bumping all.
No.
Silk the Shocker. What?
Silk the Shocker may be the worst rapper of all time.
What? Mace? Excuse me. Alright, stop it.
No, Mace is better than Silk the Shocker.
No. What?
Mace is whack, but he's better than Silk the Shocker.
Black Rob,
he still might be better than Silk the Shocker.
No, sir.
He still might be better than Silk the Shocker.
What's the other dude?
Silk.
What's the other dude that was working with P. Diddy that came out that horrible era? It was another dude.
I don't know, man.
But hold on.
Maybe OJ the Juice Man or something.
No. Mystical. He won't nice?
Mystical is nice.
All right, what you mean? No limit. All day.
Bruh, I'm talking, I said most of. Pretty much, yes, there was a couple people here and there, but most of the No Limit label was doo-doo.
Most of them was in jail. It don't matter. They still put out some good quality black films that we laughed and giggled at or even cried about.
You got the hookup?
What's up?
What made you cry that No Limit Films made?
Yo, what was that movie that Silk the Shocker Mystical was in? And the girl got, what was it?
Shut up.
Silk the Shocker's wife got killed or something like that. That joint. That didn't bring a tear to your eye?
No.
Shut up. You a lie. You a lie. Because they beat her down and with their in the corner and made me cry. I'll pull up IMDb right now. Because I tell you the title of that movie, you be like, all right, that nigga, it called me right up in here. And you know it did.
Oh, boy. Anyway. But back on Tyler Perry, someone who's actually making moves. Back to Tyler Perry.
Impairing the light skin and putting down the dark?
I'm not talking
If I see that bald milk nutted head dude one more time in another movie getting beat up by a woman, and you know who I'm talking about, he a bad guy every movie.
Yo, they pushed him in the bag.
They dumped him in the tub.
Yo, when she dumped him in the tub, man. Oh, Jesus. That's one of the funniest things ever.